Greetings and salutations, everyone. Nintendo Super Smash Bros. for Wii U is finally out. Get it? 4? Because, forget it. So, the game is out, and it's just filled with so many characters just waiting to be played. And because of this, I decided it'd be a no better time to make a list such as this than now. I've played every installment of the series so far, plan to play the new one, so let's dive right in, shall we? I present to you my top 10 favorite Super Smash Bros. Characters. Firstly, let's break down the judging process real quick. A character will be chosen by their A. bio/backstory, B. design, and C. my ability to play as them shouldn't be horrible. And just to clarify, for this list, I will be taking into consideration all characters that have been playable only up to Super Smash Bros. Brawl. No characters from the new game will be considered because they haven't been around long enough for me to grow an opinion on them yet. So yeah. Good? Let's begin. Starting out the list is number 10.
Captain Falcon!
Of course. Captain Bird Flippin' Falcon. How could I make a top 10 list and not include the character most adored by fans, and adored for good reason? Captain Falcon is the hypest character of all time. Every time you play as him, you'll always find yourself trying to KO your opponent with that blessed. Not to mention, the Cap's movements and personality are so explosive and bombastic, he gets progressively more hype in every single installment. Sadly though, he's regarded as the best character for beginners. And I ain't no beginner. Just mildly adequate. But getting down to it, he's this low on the list because he's pretty basic. I mean, he's hype, yes, and he's fun to play, but that's not enough for me. There's just so many other characters that mean more to me than him is all. So with that being said, let's keep moving on then to number 9.
Diddy Kong!
Yep, the barrel of fun himself, Diddy Kong, who is ranked number 4 in the Super Smash Bros. Tier list. And he's the most prominent character in the Donkey Kong Country series, right beside the King Simeon of the Nintendo universe, Donkey Kong himself, of course. Oh, the little face-hugging freak. He's so chipper, energetic, and fun, it's so difficult not to like him. Plus, he's a blast to play as. He's only ranked so low on my list because, despite my positive reviews on the little guy, I've only recently started liking the character. At least in Super Smash Bros., that is. I've personally never really gotten attached to the Donkey Kong Country series. Saddening, really. And that's really it. That's all I gotta say. Number 8.
Fox!
Fox McCloud was, in Super Smash Bros. Melee, at first my top favorite character. Melee was my first game in the series that I played too, so yeah, go figure. What I liked about Fox was that he was fast, he was cool, and this was also the first time I was introduced to the Star Fox series, and it stuck with me. And the Star Fox appeal only increased when Star Fox Assault came out later for the GameCube. Well, let's just say I got it, I played it, and was hooked. Why is it that he's only number 8 then? Well, throughout all the years of blaster spamming and all the Fox only matches and just learning his simple playstyle, I didn't necessarily get bored with him, but other characters just became more interesting and appealing to me, thus demanding my attention more in the end. But even though all that happened, I'll never forget my little Foxy here. Number 7.
Ike! And Roy!
Okay. Now, if you'll bear with me while I explain. Firstly, it's my list, and I'll put 2 characters in one shot if I want. And secondly, Roy was in Melee and Ike turned out to be essentially his replacement in Brawl. That's why I feel it's okay to put both of them here. So, let's get to it. Now, in Melee, Roy was more of a clone to Marth. Ike remedied that and became more of his own character in Brawl, with some new moves and movements thrown in. But it was Roy that began this interest of the Fire Emblem characters, and ultimately its universe, that I would begin to have in the next few years to come. To me, Roy was my favorite. Fierce in the battlefield, and immensely more powerful than Marth, Roy packed a certain punch, if you will. With one full swing of the sword as Roy, you could send people flying across the stage. And, oh man, Ike. Technically acting as Roy's successor, he became even more powerful at the cost of some speed. You kidding me? More power? And the best part about it is, he's actually back in the new game. this time with so many friends. I just want to say that it's because of both of these mercenaries that a spark in me started. Yes, the spark to the fire. Emblem. Experience. When I saw Roy, I was intrigued by his origin. And then, little did I know, a few years later, Fire Emblem Awakening would come out, and I, intrigued, would purchase the game, eager to learn about this new world. And, you know, to this day, it's because of these characters and that game that I really like Fire Emblem. No. Let me really sell that to you. I really like Fire Emblem. I really like Fire Emblem. I really like it. But all joking aside, I really want to thank Director Sakurai for putting them in Melee and Brawl. It was an experience, a fascination, a discovery, and a rewarding one at that. That's why, to me, these two deserve to be here on this slot. I owe it to them for my newfound fanhood in Fire Emblem. Number 6.
Lucario!
And Mewtwo!
Okay, so if that whole Roy and Ike thing was believable enough for you, then this slot should be even more so. And it's the last time I'm doing this list, I promise. Anyways, so what makes these two deserve a shared slot? Well, Mewtwo is the original BA legendary, and he plays like it too. He's menacing and commands power. You can even see it in his stance. Plus, he literally strikes players defenseless with his glare. Then, how does Lucario hold his own equally to Mewtwo's radiating epicness factor? Well, when you first meet him in Subspace Emissary, he's standing atop a mountain, just waiting for you. Doing this thing. Red's got some competition, if you know what I mean. Plus, Lucario has this cool gimmick, where the higher his damage percentage is, the higher the damage he deals out is too. Literally a walking counter move. Kind of, when you think about it. Plus, he looks like Anubis, and that's awesome. So yeah, these two are my number 6. Plus, I think Pokemon, as big a series as it is, gives me that much more reason to why this slot should be a shared one. Especially by two incredibly awesome Pokemon. Hi. So, unfortunately, because of technical limitations, I'm going to have to split this video into 2 parts. The link for the second part will be here when it comes out. But, if you're in the mood for more content, here's a little video I have up already. In it, I make my sibling guess the names of some characters from the new Super Smash Bros. Game. So, there you go. Check the description for additional information on this video's creation, subscribe to catch the second part when it's released, and like this video if you're feeling up to it. Until next time, peace.